Hello everyone, welcome to Global Online. I'm Arvind and you are watching lecture number 8 of Legal Aptitude for CLAT 2026. In today's lecture, we are going to cover some of the most important PYQs from CLAT 2025 that are highly relevant for your upcoming CLAT exam. Make sure to note down key facts as many of these questions have direct question potential in CLAT 2026 papers. Before we begin, here is the important announcement. Our global online live batch for CLAT 2026 is starting from November 3rd. This is a complete course that covers legal reasoning, logical reasoning, English language, general knowledge and current affairs, and quantitative techniques. You will get a live interactive classes, recorded lectures, mock test, and PDF notes and previous year question analysis all in one program. The course fee is just 5,999 and seats are limited. So make sure to enroll before 3rd of November to join from day 1. Now let's begin lecture number 8 and strengthen your preparation for CLAT 2026. There is one passage says the Contract Act 1872 deals with the contract law in India, its rights, duties and exceptions arising out of it. Section 2H of the Act gives us definition of a contract, which is simply an agreement enforceable by law. To understand the difference between void agreement and voidable contract, it is important to talk about section 2H, 2A, 2I, 2D, 14, 16, 3 and 15 with 24 to 28 of the Indian Contract Act. Void agreements are fundamentally invalid, making them unenforceable by the default. These agreements cannot be fulfilled as they consist of illegal element and they cannot be enforced after subjecting it to both parties. However, in the case of voidable contract, the agreement is initially enforceable, but it is later on denied at the option of either of the parties due to various reasons. Unless rejected by a party, this contract will remain valid and enforceable. The party who is at the disadvantage due to any circumstances applicable to the contract has the ability to render the agreement void. A void agreement is void ab initio, making it impossible to rectify any defect in it, while voidable contract can be rectified. In case of a void agreement, neither of the parties is subject to any compensation for any losses, but voidable contract have some remedies. A valid agreement forms a contract that may again be either valid or voidable. The primary difference between void agreement and voidable contract is that a void agreement cannot be converted into contract. So let's see the short passage summary. The passage explains the different type of agreement and contract as per the Indian Contract Act of 1872. It emphasizes the distinction between void agreement and voidable contract. Void agreement are invalid from the start, which is a void ab initio. Illegal and unenforceable, meaning they cannot be rectified or enforced under any circumstances. Typically, neither parties receive a compensation for losses arising from such agreement. Voidable contracts are initially enforceable but can be rendered void at the option of one party due to specific circumstances, allowing remedies and rectification unless rejected by a party. A valid agreement may be either voidable or valid, but a void agreement cannot be converted into a valid contract. The passage also references relevant sections of the Act explaining these differences. Let's see questions. Which of the following best describes a void agreement? Options are given: an agreement that is valid until declared invalid by a court, an agreement that has no legal effect from the beginning. Option C is an agreement that is legally enforceable, and option D, an agreement that can be enforced if one party chooses to do so. So guys, the keyword in this question is void agreement and best describes. So the relevant portion of this passage will be a void agreement is void ab initio to impossible to rectify. So we can eliminate option A because valid until declared invalid, it is a false, as void agreements are invalid from start, which is ab initio. We can eliminate option C, that is legally enforceable, because it is incorrect. Void agreements are not enforceable. Similarly, in case of option D, that also can be eliminated, can be enforced if one party chooses it is wrong, they cannot be enforced. So the best option for this question will be option B, an agreement that has no legal effect from the beginning. So the correct option will be option B. Next question is, a contract between two parties to rob a bank and share the proceeds equally can be termed as. Options are given: void contract, valid contract, voidable contract, and legally enforceable contract. So guys, let's see keywords: rob a bank, share proceeds, and contract. So relevant portion for this question in the passage is agreement involving illegal acts are typically void. So we can eliminate option B, valid contract, because it is impossible since it involves a crime. Option C can also be eliminated because voidable contract does not apply as illegal agreements are inherently void, not voidable. Similarly, in case of option D, we can also eliminate this option which says legally enforceable, which is incorrect. So the best answer for this question will be option A, void contract. So the correct answer will be option A. Let's see next question. An agreement made by an adult but involving a minor child where the signatory is a minor child himself. This agreement would be. Options are given: a valid and enforceable agreement. Option B is given a voidable agreement. Option C is given void agreement. And option D, an agreement that cannot be enforced by the minor. So guys, let's see which are the keywords. The keywords are agreement and minor. So the relevant portion for this question will be some agreements with minors are void, others are voidable. So we can eliminate option A because valid and enforceable, it is incorrect. Minors cannot contract validly. Similarly, in case of option B, voidable agreement, it is possible as minors contract can be voidable. Option D, agreement that cannot be enforced, it is possible, but the question asks the nature of agreement. So the best answer will be option C, a void agreement, because generally minors agreement are invalid or void, making this the most suitable choice. So the option C will be the correct answer here. Let's move to the next question. Which of the following scenarios would likely result in a void agreement? Options are given: an agreement signed by someone under duress. Option B, a contract with mutually agreed terms to sell a house. Option C, an agreement to pay 10 lakh on getting a government job. And option D, a contract with a minor who understand the terms. So guys, let's see which are the keywords given. So keyword is void agreement and most likely. So relevant portion of this passage for this question will be illegally and breach of law usually produce a void agreement. So on this basis, we can eliminate option B as it says sale of a house, it is a legal and enforceable. Option C, payment on getting a government job, which is likely illegal or at least questionable and could lead to void agreement. Option A can also be eliminated. Signed under duress might be voidable but not necessarily void. So the best answer will be option A, agreement signed by someone under duress, as a duress makes an agreement void ab initio. So the correct answer will be option A. Let's move to the next question. An agreement made with the consideration is generally. Options are given: valid agreement, enforceable agreement, void agreement, and voidable agreement. So students, keywords are without consideration and generally. So relevant portion of the passage for this question will be such agreement are typically void unless exceptions apply. So we can eliminate option A, valid agreement, because generally it is incorrect. Enforceable agreement, it is also can be eliminated because only if exceptions apply, not normally. In case of option C, void agreement, it is correct for general cases. Option D, voidable agreement, exceptions exist but generally void. So the best answer will be option C, void agreement. So student, That brings us to the end of the lecture 8 of the legal aptitude. I hope today's session helped you understand the kind of questions which are important for CLAT 2026. Always remember, consistency is the key. Reading a few updates every single day will make a huge difference by the time your exam arrives. Now, here is a quick reminder. Our global online live batch for CLAT 2026 begins on 3rd of November. The entire course fee is just 5,999, and this batch is designed to take you from beginner level to the exam ready step by step. If you haven't enrolled it, now is the best time to enroll. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Global Online for more lectures, test discussions and live updates. See you in the next session. All the best for your CLAT 2026 preparation. Thank you.